Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. The United States says North Korea has significantly escalated its support for the Russian offensive in Ukraine, supplying Moscow with ballistic missiles and launchers. The White House National Security spokesman John Kirby said Russian forces had used the munitions in two separate attacks. He said that Pyongyang was seeking military support in return.
This is a significant and concerning escalation in the DPRK's support for Russia. Now, in return for its support, we assess that Pyongyang is seeking military assistance from Russia, including fighter aircraft, surface-to-air missiles, armored vehicles, ballistic missile production equipment or materials, and other advanced technologies.
The Israeli Defence Minister has been outlining proposals for the future governance of Gaza once the war between Israel and Hamas is over. Yoav Gallant said Palestinian bodies would be in charge, though Israel would retain overall security control. Wira Davis reports from Jerusalem.
Talk of the day after in Gaza has led to deep disagreement in Israel. Israel's Defence Minister Yoav Gallant has now published a four-corner plan. With Israel retaining overall security control, a multinational force would take charge of rebuilding Gaza after the widespread destruction of Israeli bombing. Neighbouring Egypt would also have an unspecified role to play under Gallant's plan. But, says the minister, it is Palestinians who live in Gaza and they will be responsible for running it on the condition they're not hostile towards Israel nor operate against it.
Jordan's launched airstrikes inside Syria targeting drug manufacturers and smugglers. Syrian media say a warehouse near the village of Al-Ghariya and the home of a suspected drug dealer were among several sites hit in Suwaida in southwestern Syria. Jordanian intelligence sources say the smugglers are linked to pro-Iranian militias. Police in the US state of Iowa say one student's been killed in a shooting at a school in the town of Perry. Officers told a news conference the 17-year-old gunman, a student at Perry High School, had died, apparently taking his own life. The school's principal was among 5 people injured. The White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, said such attacks must not be allowed to continue.
It's only the 4th day in the year, in the new year, and we are already faced with yet another horrific school shooting. And the question that we ask is, when will enough be enough? Our students and teachers deserve to know that their schools are safe spaces and to focus on learning, not duck and cover drills.
The Supreme Court in Senegal has rejected the opposition politician Ousmane Sonko's appeal against his libel conviction, further damaging his hopes of contesting next month's presidential election. It's the latest judgment against Sonko, who claims the charges against him are politically motivated. He's been under house arrest since July. BBC News. The United States has added Azerbaijan to its watch list on religious freedoms, following concerns about the preservation of Christian religious sites in Nagorno-Karabakh. In September, Azeri forces seized control of the disputed region from ethnic Armenians, prompting virtually the entire population to flee to neighbouring Armenia. The blacklist carries the threat of potential sanctions. New York City has taken legal action against 17 bus operators that have brought migrants from Texas to the city. Mayor Eric Adams said he was seeking $700 million to cover costs for caring for the new arrivals. Tens of thousands of migrants have been sent to New York from Texas under a scheme introduced by the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, in protest at President Biden's immigration policy. The US has seen record numbers of arrivals at its southern border. At least 24 people have been injured after 2 New York subway trains collided. The accident in Manhattan's Upper West Side occurred just before Thursday evening's rush hour, with the authorities saying none of those injured were seriously hurt. The president of New York City Transit, Richard Davey, gave more details.
The trains literally at slow speed, thankfully, bumped into each other just north of the station. We were able to evacuate a number of customers. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries. Obviously, 2 trains should not be bumping into one another. We are going to get to the bottom of that and make sure that whatever occurred doesn't happen again.
The British actress Glynis Johns has died in Los Angeles at the age of 100. She appeared in dozens of films during a career spanning more than 60 years and was also an accomplished theatre performer. Glynis Johns was best known for playing a suffragette mother in the 1964 musical Mary Poppins. Other highlights included singing Send in the Clowns in the original Broadway production of the Sondheim musical A Little Night Music. BBC News.